YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Bananas Epic Gaming, and today in Bananas Epic Gaming, we are filming another episode of CageTalk, and on this episode of CageTalk, I'm going to be ranking the Jurassic Park / World movies, and only the movies. So please be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Coming in last place, in 6th place, is Jurassic Park Part 3. So, Jurassic Park 3, I remember when this movie came out, I rushed to the theater with my sister and my mom. I believe my brother, I think that was it. The movie's about after being persuaded by a wealthy businessman to conduct an aerial tour of Isla Sona, Engine's second site for the failed Jurassic Park experiment, Dr. Grant discovers the true reason for his invitation. A tragic accident maroons a party of 7, and they must try to escape with their lives. Now, I was about 8 when this came out, and I didn't get to see the other 2 Jurassic Park films in theaters at that time. When the original was re-released, I obviously went inside. I was in and out of the hospital that year, so when I actually went to see it, I was actually excited. But I wasn't a big fan of the whole storyline of our son is lost on an island, we're not really married anymore, etc. Some of the dinos in this movie raises some questions about the second one, like the new antagonist dinosaur is the Spinosaurus. Where was the Spinosaurus during the events of Part 2? Since I believe this one takes place like maybe 4 years after the second movie. I get that it's on the opposite side of the island, but you would think that they would have came into contact with it or have maybe seen it or something. The raptors are in this movie. There's another raptor pack. These ones have like little spikes of feathers on their head. That was decent. And the deaths in this movie were The T-Rex fight was 33 seconds of disappointment because the T-Rex lost. I knew and I was okay with the T-Rex losing, but not 33 seconds. That upset a lot of people in the theater. I remember that. And we really haven't seen the Spinosaurus since. We've seen it on Camp Cretaceous season 4, and that's like the last that we've seen it since this movie. This movie, I wasn't a fan of the story, like I said, and the T-Rex fight, and the whole raptor stuff too. Because they also had a character try and steal raptor eggs to fund the dig site. Like, who are we gonna sell that to? Maybe I'm being too harsh on this movie, but Jurassic Park is one of my favorite franchises. And to me, Part 3 is the weakest addition to the series. Now on to the 5th ranked, in my opinion. Coming in 5th place is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, the 5th entry in the Jurassic franchise is Fallen Kingdom. This movie, when this movie came out, it was 2018. I was hyped. I liked Jurassic World, aka Jurassic Park 4. The 4th movie in the franchise. We'll get to that a little bit later. I like the idea of hybrids with the Indominus Rex. And we come back to these characters in Fallen Kingdom, they're going to retrieve like a bone from the Indominus Rex. That's how the movie starts. They go inside the Mosasaurus tank. Well, the Mosasaurus is still there, so you know how that ends up. And all the animals are loose. We get a beautiful shot of a T-Rex like slowly coming up and chasing somebody as he runs to the helicopter. That guy dies by the Mosasaurus, eventually leading to the title card. But the plot of this movie might be repetitive, and it feels like there's nothing fresh is being offered in terms of story, but with good execution and a strong CGI that can make the movie quite watchable and entertaining. Fallen Kingdom is a sci-fi action adventure starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Raph Spall, Joseph Smith, Daniela Pindy, James Cromwell, Toby Jones, and Isabella Sermon. Daniela, you may recognize her from the Vampire Diaries universe. She played one of the witches in the originals during the first season. Now, the thing that makes this movie different from most of the others is that it's a rescue mission. You got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard and the lady from the originals, Daniela, and Joseph Smith, who are going to the island to take photographs of the dinosaurs, see the dinosaurs, and they want to take them to a new island that doesn't have a volcano. And the other people that are going with them, they want to take all the dinosaurs to America so they can sell them on the black market. So it's like a will they, won't they? Will the dinosaurs get sold on the black market? Some of them do. Or will the good guys save the day? And also, this time, the reason why they're trying to get the dinosaurs off the island, because they are bringing in something that happened in the book, and in the book, the volcano erupts. So it's gone active on Isla Nublar. So a group of chosen people, the people that we just talked about, have to go save the dinosaurs from extinction. The acting from Chris Pratt is amazing here. He shines again in the role of Owen Grady, the Velociraptor handler. And you will start liking him more and more as the movie progresses. And then we learn that the first person that they cloned was a human. It was Maisie, John Hammond's business partner that we never heard about until this movie. Overall, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is a decent entry in the franchise, and it is far from the worst. Now on to the next movie. Now my fourth ranked Jurassic World / Park film is Jurassic World. Now this one was hard for me. It was between this one and Jurassic Park II. So Jurassic World is a movie that takes place 22 years after the first movie. The park is open, and now we have dinosaurs, a fully functioning theme park. From Triceratops to Gallimimus to T-Rexes to Dimorphodons to even a Mosasaurus. But people, for some reason, they are bored of dinosaurs and numbers are going down. So the Maserati company, the people that bought from Engine, thought it would be a good idea to make a hybrid. And that's what they do. They make the Indominus Rex. The first hybrid is what the movies tell was. But Camp Cretaceous tells us that we have a hybrid called the Scorpius Rex, which was before that, when they were tinkering with hybrids. And it was too dangerous, so they're frozen. And we get introduced by Claire, who is played by Bryce Dallas Howard. She also has family that's at the park. Her nephews are here on a visit, and they're being looked after by Claire's assistant, and we need somebody to look at the dinosaur, the hybrid, the Indominus Rex, to see if it's safe, to see their opinion on it, and that's Chris Pratt's character, who he plays Owen. And his main job is to look after and train the raptors. Now, Chris Pratt looks at the Indominus's closure. He's asking what type of stuff did they put in it to make it, and most of it's classified. The Indominus tricks everybody to make you think that it broke out, but it uses camouflage, and then it ends up breaking out, and all hell breaks loose. The body count starts to rise, and we get the first female death in the series that I can. Yeah, this is like the first female death in the Jurassic Park series ever. And it is the babysitter. She gets eaten by the mosasaurs. And from that, the Raptors and Owen, aka Chris Pratt, and the mercenary team go after the Indominus Rex. Because they tried the first time, and it didn't work. The Indominus Rex just blew through everybody. But the big secret was that the Indominus Rex is part raptor. So the raptors turn on Chris Owens and Chris Pratt, aka Owen, and company. And 1 out of the 4 raptors die. The park is evacuated, and once Chris Pratt goes in, he has a face-to-face with Hoskins. Hoskins is somebody that was on screen for a good amount of time in this movie, and he wants to use the raptors. He wants to put the dinosaurs in a battle. His main goal. He wants to use them as weapons. And just when he was talking about it, I believe it was Delta. Delta came in, killed him. They chase him out of the arena that they're in, and they get cornered. Then the Raptors turn on the Indominus to work with Chris Pratt, aka Owen. Got it right that time. And 3 out of the 4 Raptors die immediately. And then we realize we need more teeth. Claire gets a flare, runs to paddock 9, and that's the T-Rex paddock. The T-Rex chases Claire. She throws the flare, and it hits the Indominus. We got the Indominus versus the T-Rex. And then Blue, the last raptor alive, comes charging to help. And eventually, with the help of the Mosasaurus, the Indominus Rex is defeated. Happy ending, kind of. The lawsuits are going to be a pain. To me, this was a lot better than the previous installment that we had, which was Jurassic Park III, up until this point. I remember seeing this movie in the theater with my friends, and we all loved it. I thought this was one of the better Jurassic Park sequels, and I still do to this day. These last couple movies, man, are like neck and neck. It was really easy for Part 3, because Part 3 is not that good. Fallen Kingdoms, But this one and the next one are like, they both have their moments that I love. So it was really hard for me to choose. All in all, this is a tremendous movie in my mind. Jurassic World, the series, has been phenomenal. We even got a little cartoon spin-off that's Camp Cretaceous. I love all those seasons too, with Jenna Ortega being in there, because I have a soft spot for her. Now on to the next movie. And that movie is going to be the new Jurassic movie, Jurassic World Dominion. So spoiler alert for Jurassic Dominion. Now, this movie to me, it could have been better, but it was good for what it was. We didn't have that many human deaths in this movie. I think this is like the lowest since Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, it's the lowest since Jurassic Park 3. The lowest amount of deaths human-wise. And like it or not, that's the one thing that I didn't really like. To me, the best part was the original trio of Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm. And I'm going to get into some spoiler territory in 3, 2, 1. I love the fact that Dr. Alan Grant and Ellie Settler are together now. They got together and they shared a kiss. And that's like a 30-year payoff. The original trio and the trio, I'm calling them a trio because Maisie and Owen and Claire, along with the two new people, meeting with the original trio, like I said earlier. I love that. And Rexy, she has a family because we got a quick little pan of what it looks like 3 T-Rexes. Blue has a little baby named Beta. Owen was basically in this movie to go get Beta back as Beta got taken by Biosyn, the people who were working in the shadows in the original Jurassic Park, who somehow got their hands on the Bulbasaur can. And the T-Rex and the Giga battle with the other dinosaur, that could have been a little better, but it is what it is. I am ranking this movie above Jurassic World only because of the original trio. They made this movie so much better. And then you had Franklin and you had Zari in this movie in the beginning for a little bit. And then Franklin was back in like 20 minutes in, I believe it was, when they were trying to go to the Biosyn place. This movie was good. It wasn't great by any means, but it's an okay Jurassic movie in my mind. And I'll talk about it more in the spoiler review that's coming later on. Now on to the next movie. Coming up next is going to be The Lost World Jurassic Park. So this movie takes place 4 years after the original movie, and it's on Site B, Isla Sorna, and that's my favorite island in the 5 deaths that they've mentioned. And we are introduced to this island when a British family stumbles across it and their daughter wanders off and she is attacked by copies. But she's saved by her father and the yacht crew. Dr. Hammond, who is still alive, are discussing the incident with Dr. Ian Malcolm. Hammond's company InGen, which created the dinosaurs, is now being ran by Hammond's nephew Peter Ludlow, who is using the incident to take control of the company from Hammond. So Hammond wants to send Dr. Malcolm and a group of people to go to Isla Sorna and document the dinosaurs that are there. And he gets Ian to go because he got Ian's girlfriend Sarah Hardy to go. Ian travels with Eddie Carr and Nick Van Owen. Nick Van Owen is played by Vince Vaughn. He's a video documenter. And they get to the island. They find Sarah, who's studying a herd of Stegosauruses. And then they come back and they realize that Ian's daughter Kelly was a stowaway. She came when she was told not to. And that they see the team that's being ran by John Hammond's nephew, who are like hunting down the dinosaurs to take them to an unfinished park in San Diego. And that they are being run with Peter and Roland. Roland came to hunt the greatest predator at this time, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. They lure the Rex to them by kidnapping the infant, by accident breaking its leg. Ian's team, who in this instance is Sarah and Nick, break the dinosaurs free. Dinosaurs run a havoc through Peter's camp, and Sarah and Nick get the baby T-Rex to go try and fix its leg so it doesn't get picked off. And surprise, surprise, T-Rexes come, knock over their van off a cliff, and Eddie Carr tries to save him. Eddie Carr gets ripped in half, and both teams are stuck together, and they got to get to the communications room on the other side of the island. So it's a hike to that. Surprise again. T-Rexes come, wreak havoc. They go to the tall grass, velociraptors, and then the last half of the movie takes place in San Diego, and they eventually get the T-Rex and the baby T-Rex back onto the boat. They tranquilize the big T-Rex, and movie's over. And when I first saw this, when I was a little kid, I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies. And like I said, and will always say, you can't beat the original, but this is a really, really good sequel to one of the best movies that have ever been made in Jurassic Park. I love The Lost World. I love that we got Ian Malcolm getting some shine, and that's my personal opinion on it. Now on to the best Jurassic Park movie. And now obviously the best Jurassic Park movie is gonna be the original Jurassic Park. Now the original Jurassic Park came out when I was born in 1993, and I fell in love with this movie. Yes, I was a little petrified when I first saw it when I was a little kid, because I watched it at my aunt's house, and I continued it at my house. That T-Rex scene when it breaks out of its paddock was amazing. The fact that they filmed that in 1993 and it still looks amazing to this day, that is beautiful. Groundbreaking CGI and the animatronics were so amazing back in 1993 that they were ahead of its time. Steven Spielberg hit gold with this movie in my mind. You got Sam Neill, and you got Laurel Dern, and you got Ian Malcolm, who's played by Jeff Goldblum. Those three alone were tremendous in this movie. This movie kickstarted this entire franchise. If it wasn't for this movie, I don't know where we would be with animatronic wise, because this movie like helped push us forward. I don't know like really how much big of an impact this movie had on Hollywood. It got its own ride in Universal Studios Orlando and in Universal Studios Hollywood, and like they got a bunch of the cars on the train ride. Jurassic Park is and will always will be one of the top movies in my mind, and one of my all-time personal favorites. I love the original Jurassic Park, and it was a no-brainer to put it at number one. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Tap the little bell on my YouTube app so you guys never miss an upload. And we are close to our goal of 300 subs. So let's reach that goal. Thank you guys and take care.